Fellow readers, and welcome to another Deviant.fun's unboxing preview video. If you've been following us, you know that we received a relatively large shipment. We're not a huge store, so we don't get loads and loads of crates, of course, but still it was a big order. And we're taking it step by step, and today is step 2. And so let's start. And let's start with the smallest one here, which is H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness. This is the first volume, and this is an adaptation, a manga adaptation by Go Tanabe. And it features incredible artwork. These books don't have summaries of their content, but yeah. Oh, this one does. From the artist of Eisner-nominated H.P. Lovecraft's The Hound and Other Stories. January 25, 1931. An expedition team arrives at a campsite in Antarctica to find its crew of men and sled dogs strewn and dead. Some are hideously mangled, as if in rage. Some have been dissected in a curious and cold-blooded manner. Some are missing, but a still more horrific sight is the star-shaped mound of snow nearby. For under its 5 points is a grave, and what lies beneath is not remotely human. At the Mountains of Madness is a journey into the core of Lovecraft's mythos, the deep caverns and even deeper time in the inhospitable continent where the secret history of our planet is preserved. Since it was first published in Astounding Stories during the classic pulp era, At the Mountains of Madness has influenced both horror and science fiction worldwide. So let's see some of the artwork here. These are the first pages, which traditionally in manga they're colored, but then of course you'll get black and white. So this has 12 chapters. Okay, and here starts the actual book. Okay, you can easily see that this demands a big edition, like a this big or what. Look at this art, it's just incredible. Look at this. It really cries out desolation, despair, loneliness, solitude. Yeah, it's wonderful. Look at all this art, it's really impressive. Why would someone print this artwork so small? It's a crime. It's a crime, I say. Look at this. The way that the author gets us to feel the immensity of the surroundings and the smallness of human lives in these vast mountains. It's really astonishing. Some weird creatures here. So I'm not sure how much this delves into horror, or if it's just the tension and the horror of being lost and whatever, or if it will have actually creatures and things like that. But I'm betting it's not. It's mostly about the terror in the people that participates in the expedition. So next, following the big success on Netflix of Jeff Lemire's Sweet Tooth, this compendium has been released. Published by DC the original content dates from 2009 to 2013, but why doesn't it say when this was published? Well, 2021, yeah. It was made, I think, specifically because the movie was coming, right? So it was the perfect time to do it. There will be market looking for it. So if you saw the series, yeah, don't stop yourself from reading the actual comic. It's a different experience. Of course, the story is based on the book, but it's different. It's different, especially the take on the guy that saves him from the first peril. It is not like in the movies, and there are many other things that aren't like in the movies, in the series. Sorry. So this is well worth to check. This is a Jeff Lemire's. Jeff Lemire is a great writer. He draws this way that you see. He has a very peculiar art style that you know that I like, but not always. But sometimes he does extraordinary things. Other times it's just okay. But I think he never gets to bad artwork. So this is a chunky guy that makes us think of Fables Compendium. It's about the same size. No, the Fables Compendium is thicker. Yeah, I'm getting that back. So this if you don't know, it's hard that you don't know, but let's assume you don't know. This is the story about a virus that strikes civilization. Everyone starts dying, but at the same time, newborn babies start showing some hybrid characteristics, and when I mean hybrid, is interspecies. Like in our main character, he has some horns and deer ears, but there are hedgehogs, hedgehog-like creatures, wolf-like creatures, fox-like creatures, rabbit-like creatures. You get the drill, right? So they're somewhat found guilty of what happened to humanity. They're persecuted. There's someone that is looking for a cure and thinks that the solution to the cure will be in the DNA or in the blood of these creatures, so they will be high valuable targets for science, if you want to call it science. And so what you'll accompany the adventures of this little boy trying to get to his mother after he loses his father, which happens very soon in the book. And you will gain companions, you will be treasoned by some of them, others won't. So it's a heartwarming story with violent moments, with drama, but at the same time heartwarming, and you'll fall in love with the main character, with Gus. It's impossible not to. So yeah, this is quite new, and we've got it. Then we've got something here special. It's a Dark Knight's Death Metal Deluxe Edition, which comprises stories from Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and then we have Jonathan Clapton and FCO Placencia, I think, in the artwork. The last concert of the DC universe. Unleash the beast and let the head-banging begin. When the Earth is enveloped by the dark multiverse, the Justice League is at the mercy of the Batman who laughs. Humanity struggles to survive in a hellish landscape twisted beyond recognition, While Batman, Wonder Woman, Wonder Man again, and Superman have all been separated and fight to survive, the heroes will need to fight their way across their demonic new home and come face to face with their entire history in order to stop the Batman laughs once and for all. They're playing all the hits and teaming up with classic collaborators in this final tour of the entire DC universe. So this collects Dark Knight's Death Metal 1 to 7, a deluxe hardcover with behind the scenes things that I'm not going to show you because this is wrapped and I don't want to unwrap it. Then we've got something different for you out there that are looking for something different. We want to have a little bit for everyone. This is Gemma Bovary by Posey Simmons. Posey Simmons is the author of one of my favorite books, and I wish I could remember the name. Posey Simmons. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember. Yeah, but we've got it in stock. It's the name of a lady. So let's see what we have here. Truly original, witty, and well observed, a work of genius. The most original book of the year, pitty, cunning, and terribly funny. Hilarious, blah blah blah, wickedly funny. She knows so much about how people behave, and with her ear for the spoken word and her brilliant eye for the look of things, she has created her own masterpiece. It's much more than a cartoonist. She makes us realize that a great cartoonist can be a great artist too. Yeah, and that's how I see Posey Simmons. She's just not a cartoonist. Like I said, she mixes the way of telling of a novel with the comics medium with such elegance. And the book I was trying to remember, of course, was Cassandra Dark, which is a huge recommendation. It's one of those books that sticks with you. I read it months ago. I read tons and tons of books after that I don't remember, but a few scenes, and I have a complete recollection of all the story that I read on Cassandra Dark, because she does really exploit very well what it is to be a human being, what it is to manage our inner conflicts, how circumstances can transform you into something that you never thought you could be, or what you wish you could be. So if I'm eager to read this, of course I am. Posey Simmons for me is one of the big names in alternative independent comic scene. So yeah, eager to see this one. So the next one is one that has divided the community in towards the quality it beholds. It's The Seeds by Ann Nocenti and with artwork by David Aya or Aja, and it's got the ugliest cover they could find. It reminds me of a tabletop game that has a piece that looks just like this with insects. All the pieces have insects with different abilities, and it's also a very ugly game. Though it is interesting, it is ugly as hell. So what is this about? Let us see. So the bees are swarming. What do they know that we don't? In a broken down world, a rebellious group of ruthless romantics have fled a tech-obsessed society to create their own, and a few cantankerous aliens have come to harvest the last seeds of humanity. When one of them falls in love with a human, idealistic journalist Ostra stumbles into the story of a lifetime, only to realize that if she reports it, she'll destroy the last hope of a dying planet. So how far will she go for the truth? Well, the premises of the story seem original. I'll give her that, to Anne Nocenti. The artwork, as you can see, it's much like a black and white book. Instead of blacks and grays, you have shades of green and black too. So it's a very distinctive artwork that I haven't yet been able to quite finger point if I like it or not. I think it will depend on the story, if it goes well with the story or not, because just looking at it, it doesn't give me any goosebumps or whatever. It just looks ordinary, though with ordinary in terms of quality of drawing, but with a very special signature of its own. I'll give it that to the artist, to Aja. So, but I'm expecting, and I have the feeling that the juice is in the story itself. So, if the story compensates, this might be a good bet. Let's see. This one, I'm not very sure. I must confess, it was something that I was holding to try out, but yeah, finally gained the courage, and hopefully I'll read it soon. Next, we've got Joss Whedon's series Firefly with the title Blue Sun Rising, Part 1, which just came out, I think, June this year. Let me just check. I think it says here. No, it's March 2021. So I know something ain't right. Sheriff Mal Reynolds as a new partner, a law-enforcing robot from the Blue Sun Corporation who doesn't care about motives, about mercy, about anything other than enforcing the law, no matter the cost. The Blue Sun Corporation has helped to run the verse from the shadows for years, but they're ready to step into the light and take over. If Mal wants to keep his job and protect his sector, the smart move would be to play by their rulebook, but for Mal there's really one choice. Reunite the crew of Serenity for one last impossible job to save the verse. So this is written by the great Greg Pak, which I really like. I like a lot of his work. And the illustrations are by Daniel Bayliss. Let me see. It doesn't actually say what part did they play. Here, no, it doesn't. It says here. So Dan McCaid, Lalit Kumar Sharma, and Daniel Bayliss. So the Firefly titles have used us to good artwork, great sci-fi looking pages, and this seems to be no exception. Very colorful. We've got great sceneries behind. Yeah, it's got an overall look, good look, though it's nothing too out of the ordinary. It's not something that you look and, oh, this could only be drawn by X or Y, but still it has a coin of its own. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this book is a good entry point for someone that might not know Firefly, Serenity world. I myself am not very connoisseur of that, so I have other titles to read before, because they precede this one. And it looks like the book has a sneak preview onto a Firefly, Watch How I Soar, The Land. That should be another comic, and it has some pages here. It looks like it. I think it is. That's a nice thing to have. This is a hardcover edition. Firefly usually comes out both in hardcover and softcover, but I think that some versions only come out hardcover. I don't know if this will have a soft one or not. Yeah, so there's not much more I can tell about the book because, like I said, I'm not a connoisseur of Joss Whedon's universe of Firefly and Serenity. So yeah, if you know something about it, you can tell us in the comments if you love it or hate it, or it's just so and so. Then we have a book here that's destined for one of my biggest friends, and it's Fables, Volume 12, The Dark Ages. This is, of course, a highly acclaimed series by Bill Willingham, and with the pencils especially of Mark Buckingham. And let's take a look at the art. I'm pretty sure most of you know what Fables is, but still I can tell you a little bit, though I haven't read the series. I know something about it. So this takes what Bill Willingham did is he picked up folklore characters from children's tales and etc. and put them in our world, or in a world that resembles ours, and they have apparently normal lives, but they're not normal people. So we'll find the big bad wolf as a detective, Snow White as a lady in distress, things like that. And the series is known for not only for its extent, it's an incredible amount of volumes. Bill Willingham did this series for years and years. We now have the compendiums coming out, which help collecting because the volumes are, some of them are out of print and they're hard to get. So the best way now is to go for the compendiums, I say. Yeah, but this series is recognized for the variety of subjects it deals with, and how it manages to maintain itself fresh, even though it's a huge series to follow up. It keeps adding layers of interest upon layers. So this is really a big hole in my comics culture. I need to read it as soon as possible. I really want to, but I don't have Fables Compendium 1. I have to buy it. I don't even have it for the store because we sold it recently. Only have Compendium 2. Yeah, but this one is taken. It was just for shows. So that's it. It's another handful of books that we brought you here today. Like I said, more are coming. They should have arrived today, but they didn't. Yeah, sometimes carriers miss their dates. Sometimes, no irony there, of course. Yeah, so if you're interested in any of these books, you can purchase them at our online store at www.deviant.fun.biz. If you're interested just in seeing these videos that might help you find your next book, well, please consider subscribing the channel, hitting the like in the videos if you like them. Let us know something about the books that we see here in the comments. Visit us at Facebook or Instagram. Yeah, just give us a shout. So, with nothing else to say, I bid you farewell. I hope that you stay safe, well and happy, and that you have excellent reads, and we hope that we can contribute in any way to that, at least the happy reads. Okay, so until the next video, Deviant Fun out in 3, 2, 1, bye bye.